Shalom, Israel. Giving all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakah Kadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, my salutations to the brothers teaching word for the hopeful elect, to the hopeful extended elect, Shalom, blessings. Another video, I hope is edifying. I'm going to call this the MOTB, the seed of wickedness. And that's what it's going to be, man. Now, Most High in the scriptures, I looked up that word woven, and it goes back to weave. Arag.
Strong's H707.
Arag.
Arag.
Which means to weave, to braid. And I looked up a few things, and I said woven and sewn is two different things, but they relate to one the other, Sow, which means to plant seeds in or on the ground. Or it could be metaphoric. You can have somebody plant seeds in your mind, and it can grow if it's watered. You can sow a seed of disbelief. You can sow a seed of anything. And then the woven, which means weave, is to interlace threads, strips, other materials over and under one another for form a fabric or a unified whole. So a seed is a whole thing. It's a you plant a seed, you grow an apple, you grow an orange or whatever. It's a whole seed. So that's that's what it'll be. The seed is what it is. But metaphorically, spiritually, it can be woven into other things, and I think that, Yahweh Shai, in the scriptures, it says this. It says, Matthew 13:19, it says, when anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then come the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart, in his mind. This is he which receives seed by the wayside. So that seed could be, fall on stony ground to where it can't be sown, So that it's basically like there's seeds that are born in vain, not to even turn in, not to even grow. But there is a seed that was sown in Adam, and it says that in the scriptures. It said, 2nd Esdras 4:30, for the grain of evil seed hath been sown in the heart, in the mind of Adam. The heart means mind. In the mind of Adam from the beginning. So what did Eve learn of the philosophies of the devil, the lies of the devil? And she gave Adam also to eat of those philosophies, and it was sown in his heart, And how much ungodliness have it brought into this time? So it grew into a great ungodliness. And how much shall it yet bring forth into the time of threshing come? So, the seed is sown in the heart, but it could be plucked out by the Most High. It could be uprooted by the Most High, and only by the Most High. Most High has that kind of power. He even separated sons of Adam. He made different seeds, different seed lines, lineages, so one won't corrupt the other. You know, even with us dealing with these heathens, these nations from different seed lines. So, you know, now my point kind of, hopefully this is edifying. My point kind of pointing toward the way of that it's going now, the way of what we're in now is digital time. So definitely there's a digital seed of information, like it was back then, but it was like, information philosophies, in a verbal way, philosophies of learning, even before this high technology, this high digital age, we read books. It even say when you see things, write it in a book. Now it's online, digital information, digital books, what have you. It's just a different digital information, and it's, they showed you in that matrix, like I've said before, they download things in your mind, right, and you can know it instantly. Like if you want to know the history, or ask a question about history, ask AI about history, you don't only know it's downloaded in your mind. Like it's in your mind. That's that neural link thing. So it makes sense, you know. The devil wouldn't use Christianity because is it can't really be downloaded in your mind like a C hip can. The philosophies of Christianity, the philosophies of mankind, is very broad, is very scattered. You know, this thing, this is something very confined. Like, back then, of course, when you learn something, you be like, well, when you were a kid, you think everything is just natural in the way things are. You don't know how many religions in the world. You don't know how much information is out there. You know, you're confined to a certain level of knowledge. But then when you learn all these things, you be like, man, you could read over books, you could read over many books, many information, and then you probably make choices from that. But when you're living in a digital world and controlled by an elite system, elite men and elite system, is very confined, and is very so much like the old times of of you know a so to speak narrow path on the left hand side. It's kind of like, yeah, you're gonna do this or get done, do this or get pushed to the side. So um, hopefully I'm making sense. And I said, is information seed? Is it a seed? It says no, information is not a seed in a literal sense, but the term seed is used metaphorically for information in several contexts. A little seed is a plant part that contains an embryo and nutrients, while information can be considered a seed because it can be planted or distributed to grow and spread like a virus of information online or a religious message. So these Catholics, these religious, um, these religious religion itself, these churches, they're going to be taken on upon the MOTB. They're going to be taken upon the new age of technology, the new age of digital, um, digital lifestyle, because they're subject to this world too. They're subject to the powers of this world too. So if you got our people going to church, guess what they're going to be told to do? Well, take this device, take this seed of information, um, you know, because and for one, it's going to be distributed and it's going to grow and spread. This is the virus. It says like a virus of information, and it's going to be literal a virus. It even says in the scriptures that those who take it is going to have a grievous sore. So it's metaphoric. It could be metaphoric. Philosophies are kind of like related to metaphoric terms, but when you actually bring that to surface, then it becomes reality. Just like somebody thinking to do something and they act on it. And everybody that has thought about something that was, or anybody that thinks on something is meant to be surface to come through to be a reality, a real resource, a real thing. I don't see why anything would be that a man think and not exercise to be reality or manifested. Um, so they often be related to a grain of rice. It says, yes, a grain of rice. And I looked up, is rice grain a seed? And it says, yes, a rice grain is a seed, specifically the fruit of a grass plant in a Porcae family. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Each edible grain is the seed of a rice plant that has been harvested. So it's just funny that they compare it to a grain of rice, the size of it. Let me get that right quick. Well, it says that compared to a seed. An RFID chip is a man-made electronic device, while a seed is an well, I was going to say is it compared to a grain. Or let me go ahead and put that in. An RFID, as you see right here, and it talks about the grain of seed that was sown in Adam. So what do they want to do to the Adamites today? Who are the Adamites? They're the children of Israel. The Most High separated the sons of Adam, and the the people that came from Adam and the chosen people that came of Adam, which are the Israelites, now has become Yahweh Shaiites, basically. And what they want to do, just like it was metaphoric, well, just like philosophies back then in the ancient times of this seed being sown in Adam, now they want to sow this seed in the new Adams. Well, I won't say the new Adams, the ones that follow Yahweh Shai, because it says the first Adam was made a living soul, the last Adam a quickening spirit. So, and they know this messes with the frequency of powers inside your brain, even inside your body. It says an RFID chip can be compared to a grain of rice in terms of size, with some passive RFID tags being approximately the size of a grain of rice or smaller. This small size, particularly for passive tags which lack a battery, allows them to be embedded in or attached to a wide variety of objects to be tracked for medical equipment to tie us. Like we said, they're going to tie this into the medical world. And, that's the number one thing today is sickness, cancer, HIV. That they're making all these things from the lab to make people sick. So, they're not gonna put out Christianity as a means of, to support the ideal of a new world order. It just doesn't make sense. Because Christianity doesn't tie into anything medical, um, but this does. And that same grain that was sown in Adam, philosophically, they're going to try to manifest it um, in reality with this grain of rice, this grain of device that they want sown in your mind. Remember, the heart is the mind, man. They want to sow this in your mind, Neuralink type of thing. That's their agenda. That's why they haven't really just capitalized completely on this New World Order, because they're still working on the mind. They're still working on the Neuralink. That's why I believe, I mean, I'm speaking as a man, I believe, Bill Gates came first, and then, uh, you know, and then Elon Musk. Because Bill Gates, he's a computer guy, CEO of Microsoft, I think, Microsoft, Soft, which deals with computers. And, you know, it's kind of like from a distance, it kind of like you can do that metaphorically. You can do that with information, with working with computers as a human being. But, to tie it in with the neural link of, Elon Musk is actually to plant a, 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 a device into your brain. So this is, so to speak, is the answer of their beginning, or is the outcome of their beginning devilish um, device, the spirit working within them of evil to bring forth this device as an answer to trick Adam again, so to speak. But where would Yahweh Shai? But he is also known as the last Adam. Adam means from the ground. So they want to, you know, control the elements, every element, including humans and beasts. But the beasts are simple. They just follow the master. So, they're easy to tag. They're more easy, they got chip a pet already. They never say chip a human, but they think along those lines, and they have done not only research, but, have, actually uh, experimented with that. um, so we're dealing with see right here, going back, Matthew 13 and 19, it says, when anyone heard the word of the kingdom, because what did the Most High say? I'm gonna put my laws in their inward parts, and understand it if not, then come the wicked one and catches away that which was sown in his heart. Now, you be like, yeah, okay, you hear the word, and then somebody say, nah, that ain't true, and then the other philosophies, other religions, and all that, that's there, sown in his heart, in his mind. He's thinking that this is he which received seed by the wayside. So it was gone out of him. Somebody took him to the side and took and the word pretty much came out of him. It wasn't sown in him, you know, to become, to grow, you know. But what we're dealing with now, and we're dealing with the same, pretty much, we're dealing with the same type of situation, you know. when people do hit a word and other people come with their philosophies and religion. Uh, but there is another um, type of power that's exercising the earth, or powers that's exercising the earth that think, into think deep into carnality to where they exercise very much 100% on a carnal basis. They very much perform on a carnal basis, man. So they will come out and say, well, yeah, we present all these things to you. Um, you can, do as I will and all that. It could torment our people on metaphorically. I mean, on a spiritual, in a spiritual way, spiritual wickedness in high places. But there's actually, men performing in the flesh to come to pass those things that they wish and desire to do. And that's to control. And you really can't control someone with Christianity, man. You can't control someone with religion, especially in these days that they're waking up. You know, that spell has been broken. You know, everybody's becoming of at least knowledge to know, like, man, this is a wicked ass place we're in, where it's a wicked ass government. This is a wicked ass thing they're doing. So, if it comes to push and shove, what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna force people. You know, I mean, there's ICE people out there now. I mean, I would think they would do less, more if Christianity or if this metaphoric thing went far extensively far into being actual MOTB. I would think they would exercise that and not touch people and not force people in any kind of way. They could just let their witchcraft do it, let their philosophies do it, let their religion do it, let the freedom do it, let the liberty. There's no freedom no more. There's no liberty no more. It seemed like that would have been, um, you know, a great move for them to have people really trapped in their net, to make them believe, like, yeah, this is freedom, this is liberty, but it's not so. So they're gonna, especially when it comes to our people, so they're gonna force this thing, man. The seed that's sown in Adam today is not working with the hopeful elect. It's not working. It worked with Adam, and they said, how much more? How much to this time have unrighteousness grew? Paraphrasing, you know, and we see that in the 2/3 of our people, that yet don't get it, that yet haven't come to the Most High to hope and have faith to separate from this world. And Most High did preserve men in the last day, that they wouldn't listen to the philosophies of the devil, didn't listen to take that, upon that seed. But the seed has already been grown in Adam, you know. But for it not to be shown to be grown to have effect that the elites want, and they don't see it, they're gonna perform another way, which is to make you take this device, you know, because, like, we remember, they're carnal, and it tells you that. It tells you that enmity with the, friendship with the world is enmity with the Most High. It's a carnal mind. So if you go in that word carnal, physical, especially sexual needs and activities, physical, man. And what did it say? The right here on the love of money is the root to all evil. All evil, man. It didn't say religion. It didn't say Christianity, because it even talks about perfect. True religion is this. So you could follow the ways. You can have in your heart to do right and not even be in religion, not even know the truth, and it be counted righteousness for you. Being an Israelite, but the money. 1 Timothy 6:10, for the love of money, look at that, is the root to all evil, man. And it said right here, it says root of all kinds of evil. I think it's as in that's the New King James, but it said in the King James, the root to all evil, which some have strayed from the faith in their greediness and pierced themselves through. And what is this MOT based on? Money. It's based on money, man. Because it makes your mind believe that that's what you have to survive. That's that seed sown in your heart. That evil seed sown in your heart to have you believe that if I don't take this, then I won't survive. I won't be able to live. I won't be able to eat. I won't be able to drink or be happy. I won't even be able to enjoy my kids, my household. I won't live toward the future, the New World Order, which they promise in a way to have a better way of life, to have advanced life, to where there's no sickness. They already doing that, man. They showed you that in the movie Elysium. You can heal cancer with this AI. You can even through AI, and that's a prelude to just the just their thoughts toward what they want to have as an outcome of what they want people to believe. You could you could hug your loved ones again through AI. You can bring them back through life. People are gonna be talking to their their lost loved ones every day through an AI box pretty soon. They showed you that in damn, what was that movie, man? Can't think of it. Oh, I think that was they cloned Tyrone when he was talking to the box, and he thought it was his mother, you know, and it wasn't. I think that was they clone Tyrone. If not, it was another movie. But they did show it in Black Mirror too, an episode in Black Mirror. Um, you know, so this is we're in the digital world right now, and people don't believe it. They don't, they believe some things are manifest by in the digital, but basically that's all they think about. The elites, that's all they think about. That's all Elon Musk think about every day. That's all China thinks about all the time. They're the third superpower. That's all they talk about is robots, artificial intelligence, artificial sun, this and that. It's all it's and like I said, people don't even know about the difference between reality and AI. It's that matrix shit for real, man. We told you, and it's here now. Don't know the difference between the dream world or the real world. They don't know what real money is. They don't know who's real. They don't know what real. They don't even know what religion is no more. They don't know truth or lies. It's all it's all done, man. So they're definitely planting that seed, wanting to plant that seed again in your mind their way. Because Most High sent that, you know, sent the serpent into the garden to deceive Adam and Eve. And look how allowed it to grow into this time where it became digital. Another era of life, but it, you know, even though based in the terms of spirituality, it's the height of man's belief, height of man's desires, and what they want in the future to come that we're already in. Anyway, hopefully it was that fun. Until the next video. Shalom.